In our last video, we took a deep dive into the declining numbers and popularity of the Call of Duty franchise. In today's video, we'll be exploring the top 8 reasons why I think Call of Duty has declined so quickly, specifically Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2, and why I think it's fallen off. So first up, number 1, we lost the COVID spark. Now let's be real, COVID was a massive factor in the success of Warzone 1. The game almost hit viral status at one point, with millions of players all logging on day in, day out to play the new experience. But as the world started to open back up and people returned to their normal lives, it's no surprise that the Call of Duty player base might have taken a hit. But surely Call of Duty managed to hold on to some of its fans from those glory days in Verdansk? Surely? Number 2, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. One of the things that made Warzone 1 stand out among the other Battle Royale games was its fast-paced, customizable gameplay thanks to the introduction of loadout drops. This, along with a balanced perk system and a straightforward weapon attachment system, made for a winning formula. So why change it for Warzone 2? Removing loadouts in the same format as Warzone 1 was a major misstep. And the same goes for the changes to the perk system in multiplayer. It seems like an easy solution would have been to simply offer a no loadout playlist for players who prefer a more ground roots Battle Royale experience, while still allowing those players who enjoy loadouts to play in a separate playlist. It's hard to understand why such a simple solution was not implemented. And let's be real, which playlist do you think would have the higher player volume? Okay guys, number 3, say this one with me: recycled content is not new content. Season 1 of Modern Warfare 2 brought us the Shoot House map, and then Season 1 Reloaded gave us the classic Shipment map. While both of these maps are great for leveling up and maxing out guns, it's not exactly new content. It's been 2 months since the game's release, so where are all the fresh new maps? There's a serious content drought in Modern Warfare 2 and frankly Warzone 2 as well. Number 4, and this is going to be probably the biggest section, we have to address the elephant in the room: skill-based matchmaking. Now sbmm is not new. I know we've all heard about this feature, but let me tell you, it is the real deal in Modern Warfare 2. I've played a lot of games in my day, and this is by far the strictest skill-based matchmaking system I have ever encountered. Just hop into the Shipment playlist and play with a riot shield or a knife for a few games, and then see the difference in the lobbies you are getting in. You'll know exactly what I mean. And it's also like the game is judging you on a per game basis now, rather than looking at your overall performance, say over 5 games. Sometimes after a 12-hour shift I just want to play a casual few games with my friends, and this system does not allow for that. If you're slightly above average at Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, you are punished for not being on form at all times. I'm not an expert, I'm not a game developer, but I already know the solution. For public matches, let's just ditch the skill-based matchmaking and just go with connection-based matchmaking, so everyone has the best possible experience they can. And for ranked play, let's bring back this sweaty sbmm system that they seem to be advancing and working on so much, but throw in some generic rewards to make it more enticing to the players who want to play in those ranked lobbies. As for the folks with disabilities and disadvantages, let's create a protected bracket for them, but everyone else with a KD say of above 0.5, game on. Reason number 5, not delivering basic systems on launch. It's been 6 weeks since the launch of Warzone and there's still no leaderboards. I mean, come on guys, this is Call of Duty we're talking about here. Leaderboards have been a staple in the series since 2007. That's 15 years we've had comprehensive combat records and leaderboards, but not in Modern Warfare 2. But seriously guys, this lack of leaderboards is a huge problem. I've spent countless hours trying to get that 10th win, that 25th win, being on 48 wins for Warzone and then spending another 2 hours just trying to hit that 50 win mark. I can't be the only one. They boast that this is the most advanced Call of Duty of all time, whilst they ignore the elephant in the room, that the game is missing basic fundamental features and pretty much expected features. Number 6, and this is going to be a very short one, Vanguard was just straight up trash. Not listening to their loyal fan base and releasing a game that no one wanted, Call of Duty might have had to say goodbye to a lot of their player base. Number 7, not catering to the player base. And quite frankly with that, not understanding the player base. It's clear that the smaller, fast-paced maps like Rebirth Island and then later on Fortune's Keep were extremely popular in the Warzone community. In fact, popular to the point where some streamers even played exclusively on those maps. But where are they now in Warzone 2? What small maps do we have in Warzone 2? it seems like there's no game mode catering to the players who enjoy the smaller resurgence maps. And I'm sure many of the Rebirth and Fortune's Keep fans gave Warzone 2 a try, but were disappointed and left with no other options. And let's not forget, Warzone 1 even got rid of those options, those resurgence maps, and rebranded itself as Warzone Caldera. So if you liked playing Rebirth Island or Fortune's Keep, well, you're stuffed, you have nothing to play. And then that begs the question, where do all these players go? Well, they end up moving to other games. And then the final point has kind of bugged me for a few years now, and that's no progression. And the main question is, where has the classic prestige system gone in the new Call of Duty games? It's extremely disappointing in my opinion. What was wrong with the original prestige system that needed to be innovated at all? What was wrong with it? The current system is just a bunch of boring, almost identical emblems, and you're capped at 250 for what reason? And because of that cap, all of those players who rushed up to rank 250 as fast as they could and enjoyed that grind are now stuck at that level. They're capped while everyone else slowly catches up. So by the middle and the end of the season that we're in now, the levels become kind of irrelevant. It's just a different number and a slightly different emblem. It doesn't really separate the two players. It doesn't prove that that first player who rushed there spent a lot of time grinding. Again guys, I'm not an expert, I'm not a game developer, but it's very obvious to see what the solution is. Bring back the traditional military ranks and then add 10 to 15 different prestige levels with various rewards like an extra creator class, or even something like a prestige specific operator skin. It's not hard and they would add value to the progression system. It's time to bring back that prestige mode that we all know and love. And there we go guys, those are my top 8 reasons why I think Modern Warfare 2 and Call of Duty in general is falling off so quickly, and why the franchise is bleeding so many players day in and day out. If you enjoyed this video guys, or you found it entertaining at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it down below. We are on the road to 2,500 subscribers, so big love to anyone who leaves a like or a comment on the videos. It's much appreciated. Thank you for staying tuned to the video. As always, feel free to subscribe to the channel for all of the latest Call of Duty news, tips and tricks, how-tos, class setups, and much more.